Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's the General Light told my taxi Chitty Bang. And shit, you already know what it is, brother. We about to get into the week that was. AEW's uh, tumbling ratings. The Wyatt Six, Jacob Fatu, uh, Mello in the bank, Chelsea Green in the bank. It's crazy right now. You know?
Seth Rollins return, man. It's wild.
Yo, so I want y'all to stay tuned. We going live. 3, 2. It's simple. Yo, what's going on, everybody? The formal introduction right here is the Drink with Ayatollah, the most high of my tag team partner, CT, aka Chitty Bang. What's going on with you, brother?
What's up, everybody? What's up? And we are the underground of a Professional Wrestling Podcast. Thank you for joining us if you're here with us. We're here to talk about the week that was in professional wrestling. But before we get into that, please do like, subscribe, do all that good things. Follow us on all the medias of socialness, RW Podcast on our Twitter, and we're pretty much Reasonable Wrestling Podcast everywhere else, including TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, depending on where you're looking at, we're watching us on. Just support the gang. But we're here to talk about the week that was in professional wrestling, as I said. Let's get into it because there's so many things we could touch on this week because it was such an interesting and newsworthy week. I would say that's a good word, newsworthy week in wrestling.
I want to say first and foremost, we did not have a live show on Juneteenth just because it was my son's birthday. My son is literally born on Juneteenth, and I don't know if y'all with the rest of America, but Christian and us was all watching Kendrick. So, but I do want to say, in the essence of blackness, I want to give a big shout out to Darius Lockhart for the Ase wrestling that he's been throwing, putting on, curating. I think they just had the show yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, down there in Charlotte. I know a couple of homies pulled up on there. He's doing phenomenal work within the grassroots of growing Black foundational placement within the wrestling community. I just want to give a shout out to that just because the week that was of Blackness. And also shout out to our brothers. Black Wrestling, Black Guy Wrestling Podcast is having a run-in today with Public Enemy Podcast. Now, if anybody is around social media and wrestling, Public Enemy got the shit on lock. You know what I'm saying? So that's
shout out to the guys, man, doing their thing.
That's big today. So they got their show at 7:30. And one more thing before we get into the Montezi from the Swerve City Podcast. He has an album release party today. Erica 2 is his second album. Erica's Son is 2 is the album that's coming out. I might pop up today at the album release party.
Where's it at?
It's in Orlando.
Okay.
It's in Orlando. So I might.
Montezi, man. I wish I was still down there.
I got the invite, so I might pull up. I think Swerve. I'm sorry. I think Swole is the special guest host. Big Swole. You know what I'm saying? Roddy Strong's gonna be out there. Marina Shafir is gonna be out there. The Jet King is gonna be out there. So it's gonna be an event. So just a whole bunch of blackness happening this week of wrestling. So I just wanted to get that out the way before we start talking about McJesus and Seth freaking Rollins coming back on Monday because he tore the game up opening Monday Night Raw, bro. But let me know where you want to start. Let me know where you want to start with the week.
Nah, you brought up Seth. Let's just get that out of the way. Listen, man, I did not expect Seth Rollins to show up on Monday at all.
What?
That was a shocker. You know, he's suffering from his injuries from WrestleMania and prior moving forward. I thought it might be like 6 month, 9 month thing. Seems like he's back. He looked good. He looked like he's ready to wrestle again. What I liked about his interest to Raw, complete shocker, complete surprise. Great to see a surprise. But as he talked in the ring, he was.
You muted. Hello?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
But what about the Seth Rollins promo to start Raw was that he wasn't trying to just jump right into the mix. He didn't say like, "Hey, I'm here for my." He did say, "I'm here for my title," but he was gonna say he wasn't like, I'm calling out people. He was like, "Listen, I'm willing to, go to Money in the Bank and earn my briefcase and like just like he has history with that." And he was going to go about it that way. But when he said that it was Monday Night Rollins, Damian Priest had something to say about that. Damian Priest came out and said, "Nah, this is the show where all rises for the Judgment Day," and that kind of spurred on the conflict between the two about who really runs this show, who really is the guy around here. And when you come out and call yourself, the leader of the show, essentially the real leader who has been around for a while, if you want to call Damian Priest, that is going to pull up and say, "Yo, listen, you want me to prove it to you? Let's go." So he pretty much just said, "Hey, listen, if you want to prove that you're the man and that you want to say that I'm not, let's go ahead, one-on-one, me and you, Money in the Bank, set up the match." I was really shocked about this because of both men. I wasn't expecting to be healthy for the next PLE, which is like in 2 weeks. Damian Priest with the mishap last week in Scotland where he was hanging upside down from his ankle, and obviously Seth's injury history. I was like, oh, they're really going to go forward with this World Heavyweight Championship match. Let's go. So I'm excited because there's a lot of ways that this can pan out, and I think this will be a huge victory for Damian Priest if he can pull it off. But if not, we got Seth Rollins winning his championship back, and we get the Seth and Gunther match that we didn't get at WrestleMania that I've been waiting for over a year now. So there's a lot of intrigue for me in this match coming out. I'm really excited for this.
I will say that I was very surprised with the way that this was presented. When Seth came out and made his presence known on the show, as far as like he had a gimp, he had a limp. Now he might be working me, you know what I'm saying? But Damian was not. Damian was not working me. Damian came out to make everybody know Big Daddy's good. You know what I'm saying? Seth gave again. This will make some of them some of the best performers, entertainers in the entire world, because if you can work somebody like you're legitimately injured, right? And you're going into a combat, physical, acrobatic, whatever you want to put this genre is, bro, you got to be 100. I mean, you got to be 110. You know what Absolutely. I'm saying? And to Seth, Seth has a fever pitch right now where in real sports, you capitalize on your prime. You capitalize on your popularity. Yeah. You capitalize on your spot. You can right. You see this in basketball right now. Not to bring this, not to do with Paul George, right? He usually matches up his contracts with Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard took less than max years. He took less than max money. And Paul George said, "Not me. Nigga, I need all mine. You could offer me 2 more years, meaning you could offer me 120 million more dollars because it's 60 per year."
I wonder what the contract is for wrestlers. Like when they get injury time, does that always get added on at the back end of the contract? Is that always the case, or is it like depending on who it is?
What I would do, I'll ask Wes first and foremost. I'll ask that. Ask that. And what I will believe though is that you minimize your earning power within the time that you're out, right? So no merch, no gates, no. You get your downside guarantees, right? Shout out to the Young Bucks who made $1 million. That's why they're so legendary. First and foremost, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing. Young Bucks getting $1 million downside because they can just generate who they like. They need that for who they are. That's amazing. And that set the tone for what downsides are for NXT, main roster guys, everything like that. But I watch Maven a lot. I gotta admit, I like Maven's YouTube channel.
I sent it to you because I'm like, he's spitting some shit. He's telling you guys the truth of how he went down. When somebody's giving up the tea, I don't care who it is. On wrestling, I listen to the guys who actually wrestled. So like whether it's Maven, Eric Bischoff, whether it's whoever who are actually in the business, Mark Henry when he talks, I listen. Undertaker, I listen because they actually lived it. Maven was talking about how the contracts work, right? And he spilled it like, yo, this is what you get. So I was like, okay,
it's a bucket tier, and they don't make as much money as they used to. So with Seth's point, this ain't the 90s where I can really bust my ass like I've been doing, or like Uso's been doing, or Dean Ambrose is doing, or whatever the case may be, and you get money off top for the house shows, you get money for your merch. From what I understand, it's a bucket. And when you are reaching to overflow, they'll pull that bucket back, or they'll take you off shows, or they'll pull back some of your stuff. So
slow down. You ain't one of them. Unless you are one of them, you ain't going over the bucket limit.
Seth is one of them.
Seth is one of them.
And what he's doing right now is that he missed his Mania. Well, he got his Mania bonus.
Yeah.
He made sure by hella high water he got his Mania bonus. But he missed France.
While injured. 2 matches.
But he missed France. He missed Scotland. And boy, did he want to hear those people sing his fucking song. Probably. Boy, did he want to have merch being sold across the country. Boy, did he want to motherfucking have a gate to say that I was on that show that had the highest grossing of all. That's an ego hit.
And let's be real, like even outside of that, just storyline wise, we've been talking about how Raw has been missing a babyface presence, as it's been heel on top of heel on top of heel at the top of the card. Whether it be Gunther, Damian Priest, Drew, we're all like, hey, is Damian a face? Is Drew a face? Like we are trying to make it happen and make it fit because we are looking for that guy to cheer for in these situations. And Seth comes back in the media. I'm like, man,
without a shadow of a doubt,
it's only been a couple of months.
Without a shadow of a doubt, he's a baby face, bro. Without a shadow of a doubt, he's a baby face. Yeah. And to be quite honest, he might be the baby face of the company. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
This how we. I'm sorry.
We got Cody. No.
Back to my sports analogy. I listen to a lot of Dan Le Batard show, right? Stu guys who like, you put his ring in a box, you put his ring in a box, and you shake him up a who box. Nigga, you put Seth entrance, aura, presence in a box. You put Cody entrance, presence in a box. And bro, I think
Seth, I like Seth a lot, man. And one thing I like about Seth, he talks his shit. Like Cody, he's reserved a little bit. And I can't wait till one day, hopefully maybe he turns heel. Shout out to Undertaker. He's been pushing that for a minute. But because I think Cody is naturally a heel. I do. I think Cody's great as a heel. I've always liked him as a heel. But Seth as well. He's good as a heel too. But him as a baby, he doesn't change much. He doesn't like not talk his shit. When he was face to face with The Rock, he was just as good as The Rock on the microphone in that one promo. And he was willing to talk his shit. That's what I respect about him. He wasn't gonna just back down or kind of cower. He's gonna call out The Rock, call him whatever, call him some names as well. I forget exactly what he was talking. Got the crowd to chant something against The Rock. And I like that he's combative on the microphone. So when he's around, it's interesting, So I'm really excited to see where him and Judgment Day and Damian Priest storyline go. I don't want it to be a whole thing about Judgment Day anymore. I think it really should be his man versus man. If Damian's trying to prove that he's really that champion, if and Seth Rollins, prove coming off an injury that he's still the guy, he's still, and he is. Let's be real, Seth. He's one of the greatest to do it in the ring. So and they usually have good matches. So giving them time, Money in the Bank, I'm down for it. I'm here. I'm locked in.
Yeah, I think. Oh damn! I just now seeing this. Is she faking injury?
You watching the game?
No, Athena.
Oh yeah, Athena. So we don't know if she's faking the injury yet, but I mean, she might be injured. But she had a promo about how she got hurt and she might have to relinquish the title. But then at the end of the promo, she was like, "I'm sorry to admit that I'm not dropping the title." And she, got back into her shit, her heel bag. But then Red Velvet, shout out to Red Velvet, and Queen Abinata came out and they kind of said that she was faking it and whatnot,
Yeah,
and they don't believe her,
I'm sorry
and that she doesn't deserve to be champion.
I'm sorry to diverge, but I want to give you a solo shot because your face light up when you say Red Velvet. You get the
What?
little,
I don't need a solo shot, nothing like that.
Rosy, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that.
I'm just like seeing Red Velvet on my television. I mean, there's a problem with that. I mean, I like when Red Velvet is on television. AEW is now got this line in my face now. Great, thanks a lot. But AEW sometimes, they keep her off TV. So I'm like, all right, I don't really need a solo shot. But just speaking on her, she's a great performer. And I'm glad she's on our television again. I'd rather her be on AEW, but real talk. ROH, I don't know when to watch it. I don't watch ROH, but I mean, I saw the clip. And I was like, oh, there she is. She's been hiding in the ROH. If you want to hide something, I guess you put it over there. Makes sense. That's why you didn't see Latina's promo, because it's on ROH.
Hey, I got to get back on screen on that. You absolutely right. Bro, that shit said it was 3 days ago. I was like, June 20th? 23rd.
ROH doesn't make. I love ROH, old school ROH. What they're doing with it now, I just am not tapped in, man. I'm not locked in. I don't know if it was I'm not sure what their plan was with it, with Tony Khan and them. So, yeah, but hopefully Athena's not that badly hurt. Shout out to Athena. She's been doing a great job holding that women's division down. And I like her character as a heel, but I just don't see it enough, because it's not on the shows I watch.
And I'm sorry to diverge, but that kind of goes back to my point of good storytelling and great entertainment if you're involved, or if you're what's the word I'm trying to use, invested in the character. Seth Rollins, we don't know. Athena, we don't know. But we do know they're some of the best two performers in their sport. And Athena does draw us to Ring of Honor. It's just pay-per-views.
Doesn't she? I think she is a great wrestler, and I like her a lot, but she hasn't drawn me there alone. It can't just be one person.
That's correct.
I think the show, I don't even know where to watch it or when to watch it. That's the bad thing. I'm a wrestling fan, and I don't know when to watch ROH and how. Maybe that's on me. I don't know. But
yeah, because we can pay for the $5 to get ROH, which goes back to, are we gonna? We gotta pay we're gonna have to pay to watch Raw next year. They're gonna be on Netflix.
I already got Netflix, so
okay,
it is what it is. I watch Netflix. I have. That's one of the. Netflix subscription is one of the things that you may not watch anything on it. It's just comfortable to have, just in case you do want to watch it on some day when you want to invite a girl over or whatever, or if you with your family, your mom.
Like Red Velvet. Come on, Red Velvet. Let's watch some Netflix.
Listen, man. If she wants to come and watch Netflix, I'm down. Cool. What do you want to watch? But it's a thing where a lot of people have Netflix already, and ROH is a singular subscription fee that I think if you gotta be a ROH fan, say I must watch the next ROH show and pay for it. So I think that they probably got to do better, but I think they should put it on another subscription service. I think ROH should be put on like a, not Peacock or Amazon or Hulu or some other place as a bundle, or even if it's on it can work better for them, because you're not just getting ROH if you're paying $5 a month. And maybe that way, more people will tune in. But in my honest opinion, with AEW and their business, they have no business even running that show at all with the lackluster performance they're doing on the first show that's on television. For me, at least in my opinion, I think that it's not, AEW has taken a dive. And I don't want to jump all over the place right now, but like AEW,
I would love to. We're freestyling. I would love to. I was gonna say, where do you didn't watch the show? Again, we talked about Wednesday. But what is it about you in that primary show or the company? Because you don't watch Rampage, you don't watch Collision.
So I'm not going to watch Rampage. I'm not going to watch Collision. I'm just too busy to do that. Like Rampage, I tried the first time when it first came out to stay up after SmackDown. I was like, oh, this is not going to work. I'm probably not going to see this show a lot because it's just too fucking late for me. I got other things to do. It's a Friday night, Sometimes you just want to go to sleep, you know. And then Collision is on Saturday, and Saturday wrestling hasn't been my thing since I was a kid. Like I don't watch Saturday wrestling unless there's a major event going on, you know. Like and it's fine. Like people who are true hardcore AEW fans, they're gonna watch it all, and that's more power to them. You gotta hit me on the weekdays with AEW, and if you capture me on a weekday, and then you you lead the show to the Collision, maybe I'll tap in on Collision too. Like, oh man, I gotta tune in because this happened with Swerve or MJF, and then the follow up was gonna happen on Collision. I might have to be like, all right, I gotta be there live for this, you know, or something like that. They need a big moment on Collision for me to be like, oh, okay, I gotta tune in for.
Well, Rampage is usually taped. Your Rampage is taped same venue, same day as Dynamite. So more oftentimes than not, Dynamite can get you to Rampage. Not all the time. Not all the time. But Dynamite can get you to Rampage. Collision itself, like you say, as an independent show, is, and this is kind of where I wanted to, that's why I'm glad we're jumping around, because you're not watching AEW when it's on network television and it's during the week. You're not watching Ring of Honor when you can pay for it to watch it whenever you want. So what is it about that? Because again,
I told you like last week, like I actually sat back and watched Dynamite from beginning to end. Okay. And I gave it props for the intro because it opened me up with the world champion in the ring talking his shit. The Young Bucks come out and they set up a blood and guts. They're trying to tease the match for blood and guts. Cool. I didn't get them teasing it now because it's going to be a little bit down the line. But I like seeing the biggest acts in the company in the ring talking their shit and having promos. The Young Bucks are one of the biggest acts in the company, whether you like them or not. And Swerve is the world heavyweight champion. I like to see him mingling with that group and then having, seeing where he stands with the whole power struggle with the Young Bucks and Tony Khan, and he seems to be taking AEW's side, and he's the leader of the AEW crew. I think that's what his role should be. So I was saying that months ago, and now I'm like, okay, cool. Like we're seeing more of that. So he said, on the microphone a couple weeks ago too, like next time you have an AEW versus Elite match, have the world champion in it. And I'm like, oh, this guy is literally saying everything I've been saying on this podcast for like the past couple of months. Like I like where he's at, and I'm like, cool, good opening segment. Right after the opening segment, they gave me Dustin Rhodes versus Jack Perry. And I was like, come the fuck on, bro. Like, I'm really going to sit through this. Like, and I did. And I gave him grace. Like, all right, fine. I don't like Dustin Rhodes being my first match of the night. They've done this multiple times where I tune in and it's Dustin Rhodes or somebody. I want to get things going, kick it off with a story or kick it off with another, hot, a really good match, and maybe the match was good. I watched it. It was all right, but
so I want to say,
I know the problem is, and I'm going to nail it right here, and I'll let you speak. The problem is the matches don't have any stakes. I guess that was to be determining the ladder match. It's going to be the ladder match. That's a stake, but going into that match who's winning it. Like when I watch the qualifiers for Money in the Bank with WWE, I thought I knew who was going to win the match. I'm like, oh, Bianca, Mia Yim, Chelsea Green. Oh, come on, WWE. I already know who's winning this match. Come on, this is a squash, right? No, they swerved me. Chelsea Green won. She qualified. She's in the Money in the Bank. When I see Dustin Rhodes and Jack Perry, I already know. And I'm already checked out a little bit, to some degree on the match. Now I'm just going to watch the match. Then he's bleeding and everything. I'm like, this is not the match to be blading in the middle of the card, of a qualifier for a ladder match. There's no story for you to be blading in this match. You're literally dropping to Jack Perry, bro. Like, let's be real. Like, we're gonna forget about this match, and we already have, So then they hit me with a bunch of other shit that I had no care for. Mercedes faced a woman who, it was a decent match. Like the match was good, but I didn't know who she was. Then you got Tony Nese and Arya Daivari facing Samoa Joe and Hook. Don't care about that. It was match after match of somebody who I knew versus a bunch of people who are jobbers or we didn't care about. And that was the entire middle of the card. And then the end of the night, we finally got a main event where it was Rey Fenix and Will Ospreay. Sorry, and I love that. But sorry, that's not enough for me. So when it comes to this week, I'm debating. Do I sit through that again? Like the torture of a whole 2 hours or 3 hours in the middle of the card where
the
I
week
don't
you
care
watched
about
was better than this week, nigga. That's why the week you watched was better than this week.
Oh no. Let me look it up because it can't be worse. It can't. There's no way.
Well,
You're lying.
So to your point of why I was coming, where you was like, there's no match with no stakes. I was like, nigga, the first match they had was Roosh MJF this week. And again,
all right, but they were building that, so that's not that bad. They built that since they came back. Now they're throwing it on a regular TV show, but which I think is kind of odd.
And again, when you talk about stakes, what are the stakes? What's the purpose? They just fighting because they was building it.
This story doesn't make this match is just it's just a match, man. It's just a match, but because there's no real story there. Like you really think about it. They had a promo, they brawled the next week, and then they had the match, and boom, the whole angle is done. It seems like, right? Am I right?
I will hope so.
But it's a good match, It
was a decent match. It was a decent match. Then what pissed me off was they had Swerve and Ospreay face off. Literally, like after that. So you don't build up your world champion. You don't start off like you say. They ended last week's show with Ospreay touching the title. Well, if you're gonna have this promo, that should be the first thing that starts off the show, because the promo was really good. Swerve and Ospreay was really good. Ospreay was, when he says he's the best wrestler in the world, bruv. They put him on TV enough for him to show it, and the fans like him enough for us to receive it. But this Swerve and Ospreay match again is something that I feel they're making it personal now, which adds the animosity that's needed, because everything that Ospreay has been doing has been lighthearted in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Not lighthearted, but like, again, no stakes, or something that we already kind of know is going to happen, like the Jack Perry versus Dustin Rhodes match. Ospreay versus Swerve was teased. Ospreay versus Daniel Garcia was teased. Ospreay versus MJF was teased. That shit happened all within like the first hour of the show. And I'm like, what else do I need to watch?
That's it. Turn that shit off.
I did. They gave me the Acclaim versus the Young Bucks. And I'm like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that. The main event was Claudio Castagnoli versus Pac. Bitch, I seen that 7 years ago on NXT, blood. Like, that ain't my main event.
Who won?
Pac.
Yeah. All right. And one thing I'm looking at the card now from this past week, because I didn't watch it, but I like it a lot better than the one I watched previous week, because I know these people at least, and it's a television show. Acclaim versus the Young Bucks. I'm cool with that, because they're the Acclaim are an act that we know and are over. We got Chris Statlander versus Nyla Rose. Chris Statlander is doing her thing, building her cachet. I don't mind that, and Pac versus Castagnoli. Pac, I like Pac, so that match, I like that. To me, I probably would have liked this match, this show better than the previous one. I think that you need more of building, because they actually built this around their own heart tournament, so that's really good. So I this show, if I watched it, I think I would have preferred it the week prior, but that's why I didn't watch this show. I just missed a decent show because of the previous week where they gave me a big dud, so, and people are now saying the ratings are taking a hit. So people are now missing a decent show because the rating took another hit after giving us complete ass of a show previous week.
500,000, a little bit over 525,000, some shit like that. 550,000.
That's not a lot.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
They're under. Damn. Yeah, they need to get back to 1 million, man, and that's not good, man. NXT is doing like 700.
NXT was at 700, 710, I think, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
So something's happening that the fans are now turning this off. So you got to pay attention to it. Something has to change quick with AEW, and it's not just me, So I wish them well. Like I said, this was surrounded by the Owen Hart tournament, and then you told me to reach out and watch the promo on Collision with Jeff Jarrett talking about Owen Hart, and I know you want to talk about that. And I'm glad you sent that to me because I did see that promo pop up on in my feed, and I didn't watch it because it's Jeff Jarrett. I've not liked Jeff Jarrett since the 90s, but I'll say this is the first time that I watched a promo with Jeff Jarrett, and I was like, wow.
I want to say, one of the female homies, damn, I forget which one that we follow on our timeline. She helped with the Black Girl Magic thing that we did, everything. She's a big Jeff Jarrett fan, and it's I think you just sometimes it's a Twitter thing, you know what I'm saying? But when you think about Jeff Jarrett's longevity, his history, his involvement, like Jeff's a legitimate legend, and he's not necessarily, he's an obscure legend for you to be a fan of, but if you love wrestling, then you'll be a fan of a son of a promoter. You know what I'm saying? Someone.
Yeah, he's big, man. In that area, in the southern area, like the South, and so he had something that people like that gravitate towards,
But I think also with that being said, I've never, ever, 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 ever seen Jeff Jarrett be a babyface. Never.
He did in TNA briefly.
I wasn't watching.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? But that goes. So I have never seen Jeff Jarrett. My wife, again, don't know that nigga from a can of paint. I was watching it while I was doing the dishes, and the emotion that he had made that nigga cry.
Wow.
Made my wife cry, bro.
It's real.
And from that, I was like, yo, I want to cheer for Jeff. And I know he's not going to win it. But even when he's talking about the heel stuff that he's doing now, right? When he's talking about how Jay Lethal is one of his best friends, and how, I'm pretty sure when he's talking about those dark days, those dark times, that path that he went, you got to have those people that's there for you, that's with you. And if Jay is one of them, that gives it a little bit more meaning of why they're together. You know what I'm saying? And Satnam Singh and what's the Sanjay? You know what I'm saying? If those are guys that was in the business, not Satnam, because but if those producers, agents, veterans of the game was there to support Jeff during his time, kind of like how we saw DDP with Scott Hall and Jake the Snake, and everything don't always be documented. But Jeff got to, again, all I know about Karen Jarrett ain't that she used to be Angle's wife, or is it the reverse? Was it Angle wife that would be Jarrett's wife, or was it Jarrett?
Karen Angle?
Yeah. Okay, so it was Jeff,
she's Jeff Jarrett's wife,
and then she was Kurt Angle's wife.
No, she was Kurt Angle's wife, and then she became Jeff Jarrett's wife.
Okay, so that's the wife that he got right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So even with that, you know what I'm saying? That was a heel type shit that I saw. Like, damn, you took another nigga bitch, girl. You know what I'm saying? But
and Perk Angle was on a different level at that time.
Yeah. So maybe Kurt was really the heel and Jeff was the baby.
Shit happens, man. But man, he had his redemption story. He was telling about it, and and that's meaningful shit, man. And when I see that throwing on a Collision, and I'm like, I miss it, and I gotta find it. Like that now makes me want to watch a Dynamite or Collision with Jeff Jarrett to see what it adds more interest into the next match. It's not about, we're just going to be a heel group and just win and cheat. You guys have some substance behind this, and he has a purpose to winning this tournament. And yeah, I did for the first time probably ever really feel like, man, I want him to win. Like I want this guy to represent for his, one of his best friends that he lost. Jeff and Owen Hart and represent for him and winning that tournament for him. It will be big for him. He said it's bigger than all the world championships he's won, and and that means something. That's a real life meaning to it. When he talked about the rib he played when his wife passed away on the same date that Owen passed, and the relationship they had. He said that was the ultimate rib he had, and that was the first time he smiled when he noticed and he recognized that. It was a really touching promo, man. Like I really fuck with it, and I think AEW needs to do more of that. Just uncut shit. Like
They
that
did
shit
it.
was dope.
They did it with Daniel Garcia. That promo that he did, the show that you actually watched. The show that you actually watched, they had ran a vignette of Daniel Garcia back in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And how he was coming home from Montreal, just a young kid, just trying to get at him and Kevin Blackwood. They got into that car. I'm trying to tell you, bro, I ain't gonna keep. Not to kind of make it about me. My mom used to fucking you drive back and forth from upstate New York back to Buffalo as a correctional officer, and those roads are scary, bro. She got into an accident with a deer. You know what I'm saying? So like, right, it's his legs. Like we was a 6553. Right, we was when the accident happened, and we was like, damn, for him to be Danny Garcia now, again, another heel that you just be like, damn, I want to cheer for. And when done correctly, you can make baby faces make stories simplistically off of real deal feel. You know what I'm saying? And Jeff Jarrett gave real deal feel, and if he makes us watch a show, that's a draw. And for Jeff Jarrett to still be a fucking draw 50 years in the business, it makes you all again encompassing, like, yo, he's special. And that's why people are fans of his, because
it's good because like if you allow your wrestlers to be that much more vulnerable, we grow a bond with them. Jeff Jarrett has always came to me as a politicking type of guy who likes to be in the limelight, who's a heel. And when I hear him speak outside of the show, he seems like a guy who loves the business of wrestling. He's a lifer, but he's also had his demons and stuff like that. So and he's still in good shape. So like, I gotta respect his grind and hustle. But when you're the son of a promoter, that just gives me like oh man, like, and when you own the company that you're world champion for, like, I never really fuck with that as a fan. So he just was a great heel to me. But even with that, as he got older, I'm like, he's always kind of felt like shoehorned into things, This right here has no shoehorning necessary. Is a real substance behind him being in the tournament. So even if he doesn't win the thing, I do want to see the match that he's in, because it could be a really good match, depending on who he's facing and with the emotion behind it. If they tell that story within the match, it could be a banger. So I definitely am going to stay tuned to that in the tournament itself. But if he wins it, then he goes to Wembley and he challenges for the World Heavyweight Championship. Could that be a possibility? I don't know. But I'll say this: that promo was amazing because it was real. It was really a promo.
It was really good. And with that, I was able to shoehorn and wrap up AEW so we can get back to the good stuff. Wyatt Six, brother. They made me go through a whole episode of Raw. I wasn't bad. But you told me to come off the show because they were coming. And goddamn it, they had an overrun. I think it was like 11:06. I think some shit like that they ran to. But man, was it worth it for you?
I loved it. The whole show was worth it because I wasn't. It was like, I wasn't just waiting for them. The whole show was incredible. We talked about the Seth thing already. Yo, Braun Breaker, phenomenal shit. Drew McIntyre coming out and quitting. Then we get, the matches itself for qualifying for Money in the Bank. this Chad Gable and Otis, you know, them leaving him, all the things led up to this ending where the Y6 comes and they take out everybody in Gorilla, like, you know, and like it looks like a freaking murder scene. It looks like they legit, like, I don't, like, you know, like they killed niggas. That's what it fucking looked like. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm split. I'm still split on this. I'm on the fence with the Y6 thing. I'm sorry. I'm sick with, like, how is this gonna work? Like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Because, like, I was telling my nephew the other day, like, yo, in 4 to 6 months, when we got so and so was you know, Huskus to Piz jobbing out to, you know, whoever, you know, in the ring, this is gonna still be exciting. Now it's a cool, you know, moment, you know, it's a cool moment, but to me, I look deeper into this stuff, like, you know, and where we go. I mean, I maybe I'm being too thoughtful about it and just enjoying it, and just sit down and enjoy the debut, but I always like there to be some substance behind why my characters are doing the things they do. So hopefully over time we'll find out. Even with Bray, when he came back, I was like, all right, I want to hear more about what and why he's doing what he's doing. But it was definitely creepy. It was definitely worth it. The way they set it up with the, you know, music stopping and then the door comes, you know, with the lighting shining through it. You know, you got Nikki Cross and her get up looking like creepy as hell, crawling to the lantern. She points to the back. The great shot taking us through the back to the Gorilla and seeing just sparks flying, blood on the walls, people laid out, blood on them. It was different, bro. It was a different way to show something. And I genuinely, but when I saw that door, I just like was like, man, I wish Bray could come out that door, knowing that he's not. Like, I just like, man, I can't help but think about him. So my whole thing is cool. It was great. Liked it a lot as far as presentation, but these guys, and like I said, in 4 to 6 months, when they're jobbing out to people and people are mad that, oh, the Y6 was wasted, just say that. I'm just gonna say it has that potential. Like, and don't say I didn't tell you so.
Well, I will say this, man. I will say this. If he can carry out, or the stable can carry out and be Judgment Day-esque, right? Where they can just hold just a long storyline. If they can single out somebody and you know, or be, you know, terrorists over the whole, you know, roster. What I am confused of off rip, is that Chad Gable is going to be able to compete tomorrow after he was replaced with Ilya. But during the promo, it was a Wyatt promo with sketches and skits and scratches and stuff like that, and cuts and everything. So, are they going after Chad? You know, I don't know. Right? So I mean,
it seemed like they got some out for Chad. He looked like he was dead. But you know, when it comes, I mean, it's cool to see where it goes. I just hope that the storytelling is there still, because the production was obviously, it's great, loved it. But if you're gonna do this, I'm telling you right now, for the rest of this year, this group should be undefeated. Everybody should win matches, or it should be ending by disqualification. Like, no shit. Like, if you're gonna go all out with this,
like Ravens rules type shit, like every match is like Ravens, like even if you go against Ravens flock,
like that, you got to make it feel different every time they're out, and every time they're out here. We've seen the Wyatt family before. Now, like, rest in peace, Bray. Rest in peace, you know, Luke Harper. Right, yeah, like, we've lost people that are phenomenal. And this is not the Wyatt family. Like the guys in the Wyatt family, they're not going to beat that. These guys are Nikki Cross. There you got Dexter Loomis. You got Gacy. And I have respect for Bo.
Redbeard's back.
Redbeard's back. I got respect for him. I got respect for Bo. They're very great performers. But the way that WWE has treated these guys, they've treated them like jobbers in the past. And they treated them like opening acts. And they treated them like they're just, icing on a cake of an already really good roster. These guys aren't the real guys here. So as this moves on, how they present these guys is going to matter to me more than just the aesthetic of how they look. It was creepy as hell. It was dope to see them finally arrive, lantern back, reminiscent of Bray and everything. Like it's doing it from our guy, and I love the sentiment behind it. They're going to be able to make a living and take care of their family. That's all fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about storytelling wise, going forward for this. It has potential to flop big time if they don't protect these guys. And I hope that they got that in mind, that with this angle, with this group, you got to protect them for it to fucking matter. And they should be undefeated or disqualifications for the rest of this year at least.
You know what's funny? You still speak as if we aren't really living in a new regime. My skepticism really has washed away.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Me, because I'm still on the whole. Last time you guys had Bray, it was kind of the still new regime, and I still was a little bit like, all right, where are we going with this? Uncle Howdy stuff did not work for me. I'm gonna be honest; it just didn't work for me. I thought it was cool to see Bo and his brother together, but I wanted to see where it was gonna go. And we didn't get that. Unfortunately, tragically, Bray passed, and here we are. I don't know who Uncle Howdy is. I don't know why he's around. I never understood it before, and I still don't to this day. So I will hope we finally get a full understanding of what this entity of Uncle Howdy is to begin with. And then all these characters who are now manifestations of, the mindset of, of Wyndham, all these characters from, the Funhouse. I want to see them cause chaos and real damage. Like I really want to see them not get jobbed out to a Rhea Ripley when Rhea Ripley comes back, or a Braun Breaker, or even Damian Priest or Seth Rollins. They should be a threat to these guys if they're supernatural. That's in my mind. Although you got to protect those guys as well. They shouldn't be just sacrificed. What you got to do is use these guys as an attraction, not like every single week. Kind of like you use Roman to agree, not to the same length of time, but that's what I would do, and make sure every time they show up, something crazy happens.
I've been thinking about what you said, and Alexa Bliss ties this a lot together.
I like Alexa Bliss joining this. That's what I want.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if she's able to kind of help Wyndham, because I'm sure Wyndham and Taylor both, they don't have the same mind. But I'm pretty sure that Alexa would be able to be a buffer because she worked with him during that time frame, right? She kind of know how the gimmick was, what the gimmick was trying to be, where she was involved with it. You know what I'm saying? So I like her being added to the Wyatt Six after giving it some more consideration. I do.
Look at this. When you look at them alone, it looks awesome. I like the mask. I like the Uncle Howdy mask. I like the Fireflies, Raven Rabbits with the freaking, Bludgeon Brothers hammer. I like the aesthetic of all of it, but this can get corny. Like, let's be real. Like, over time, are we going to expect Eric Redbeard to wrestle in that rabbit mask? Like, really? Are we going to have him wrestling in his rabbit mask the entire time? Like, how? How's that going to work? Is he going to wrestle? Like, because, like, I'm
not doing that.
We saw this with, what was it called? Retribution. That group. and we're, oh man, they debut and they caused chaos and everything, like, oh my god, Retribution, they took out everybody, and then that shit just fell off almost as fast as we got excited for it as soon as it came. And Mustafa Ali was revealed as the leader of it and all that stuff, and it went fucking nowhere. And it had potential, it did, but when I look at that, I see this, and I'm like, okay, you're bringing in a lot of guys who bringing in guys who you guys didn't see as main players anyways. And I know Nikki Cross is a former women's champion, former women's tag team champion. Her and Alexa Bliss have been tag team champions. I hope Alexa can join this group and really add some.
But see, you're pessimistic.
Huh?
You're pessimistic.
I am not pessimistic. I'm real,
bro. I mean, as you're talking, you're still not even talking in the real. That's the OGM, blood. What you just brought up, Retribution. That's the OGM. That's the OGM and president. That's the OGM and president, bro. You're like, I have seen since you came back from Africa, which was almost 3 years ago. And we said we was talking pessimistic then, like, I can't trust it. I gotta see the first WrestleMania. I gotta do this.
Listen,
I've seen enough. I have seen enough.
You got the painting behind you, right? You see that painting right there. Our guy and what he was able to create for us and our entertainment and what we loved about him so much. I think the legacy he left, to some degree, speaks for itself and shouldn't be touched. And I'm a little bit protective of it. So I think if anybody can do it, it's his brother. So we allow it. Because it's his fucking brother, bro. And if anybody can understand what his brother wanted and where it could go, it's his brother. This GM, Triple H, and them have to protect these guys. That's all I'm saying. And I am pessimistic to a degree, because I don't know, in a year we're going to be like, oh man, the Wyatt Six is still a thing, or it's still fire, or still good. Because it's easy for this to get corny. It is easy. No,
I hear, and I want to make this sports analogy with you. I'm a Lakers fan. I got my Kobe do-rag on right now. Kobe's my favorite player, Kobe Bryant. Now, who else can take on the legacy of the Lakers? Of course, somebody would say LeBron James. I'm pessimistic with you as well on the sports side. But at the same time, I do have one of the greatest basketball savants wearing my favorite team's jersey. So even though they have, quote unquote, failed me, it still gives me a ride, a rush, the up and down. I get upset with the roster construction. But I look at LeBron James, Anthony Davis, JJ Redick as the new coach. I look at the whole totality and I say, I ride the ups of that. With Triple H, he's one of the best wrestling savants that we know. And I do believe him leading the charge of that allows me to give credence to Bo having creative freedom, just like Bray had creative freedom.
But it's not really the creative freedom that I'm worried about, because this is creative as hell. They did a great job, great debut. The problem, what I'm worried about, is the creative booking, because when you have these entities like this, it's hard to book them, keep them strong, and keep everybody else strong, as and keep them as an entity that gets over long term without hurting the rest of the roster. And when you don't have somebody like a Bray leading the charge, there is no reason for these guys to win a match, really, other than, so all these guys, none of these guys have been big stars on their own. So that's my fear, is that they're going to take these guys and after some time realize, hey, this is Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Dexter Lumis. And yeah, they can lose to a Damian Priest or Finn Balor, because we don't really need them long-term anyways. That's what I'm worried about with the booking. And that's what I'm worried about, because we do, as a fan, like what they're trying to do. I think everything that Bo has done, Taylor has done on his YouTube channel, we saw phenomenal shit that led up to this. everything with the QR codes and the Uncle Howdy thing. I'm waiting for Taylor Bow to bring this full circle with Uncle Howdy and make us really understand what the hell is his mission. Who is Uncle Howdy? And if he can steer the ship right and get them on board to also book him right, this can be fantastic. If Uncle Howdy can one day become a champion, I'm not sure which champion, maybe Intercontinental, United States, I don't know. I mean, hey, maybe even Worlds. Who knows? If he has some staying power, I'm going to be on board with it. And I'm just worried about that. So I'm apprehensive. Yes, I'm a little bit negative, but I want to get behind it. But I don't want to get behind it and then be hurt in the long run because I do care about the legacy of Bray Wyatt continuing. I do want it to happen. But if I get behind this and they start fucking jobbing these niggas out every fucking week, I'm gonna be tight. Bro,
so what I would say is this. You just said it. You said I didn't give it a chance. And they didn't have a chance to explain it to me.
I didn't say I didn't give it a chance. I did give it a chance. I was making excuses for that shit.
I mean, but at the same time, the only reason why why haven't you? They haven't explained it to you. So why not keep making excuses like I am?
I'm not making excuses because I'm living in reality of the guy who I trusted is gone. The reality is that I hope that this can go on without him and we really can kind of get the feel and the ethos of what he was building with this, and still feel like, man, that was really good television or really good storytelling or a really good match. I want that to still be the case. I'm just apprehensive about it because the last time we saw Bray, they weren't even the Triple H was in charge. I know it wasn't fully his yet because Vince was still hovering around, but it wasn't like they used him right then either. I think that him and LA Knight had a decent match. Some people shit on that shit. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I enjoyed it. It was unique. And then we lost him, So and I mean, he had the whole thing with building with Karrion Kross potentially. I don't know. I'm apprehensive. I'm going to give it some time. But as all the hype that everybody's giving this, I get it. But I just can't give my heart to this angle quite yet. I can't just and then set myself up for disappointment. And that's all I'm just worried about, because it was a great moment, aesthetically looked great. The production was awesome. But let me get Uncle Howdy in the ring. What then? Let's get the Buzzard in the ring. Well, let's get Nikki Cross back in the ring. What's gonna happen? So that's what I'm worried. And what are they gonna do? They're gonna give them the victory? Are they gonna let them get over? What is their mission as a group? And I want that to all be put into consideration because when you have these entities, you can have really good storytelling. There's a potential for really, really good storytelling with horror elements and horror, themes and tropes that get over for fans like me who enjoy that kind of shit. But they've yet to. The last time I seen them do that great was with the Wyatt family, the original version, And it's been a long time. Even with Bray, they haven't really always pulled the trigger the way they should have. So I'm just gonna sit down and watch. Although I'm excited they're here, and we'll see.
No, I can understand that. I mean, realistically, they don't have to make themselves. They don't have to go after championships. They can just want to cause chaos. I'm just going through in my brain, you know what I'm saying? But Bray, the stories that he told made the matches better. It wasn't necessarily him being in the ring. So if Taylor can carry that, I think that adds value. And to your point, Redbeard and Braun Strowman can have a nice feud, bro. Redbeard and Strowman, just to carry on the legacy You know what I'm saying? And they can have a moment with one another. That would be dope. I would like to see that.
Well, he can't be wrestling in this rabbit match. Like he has to. It's gonna look ridiculous. I'm sorry, but like he gotta wrestle in something else.
No shit, bro. I'm not expecting him to wrestle in the.
I'm just saying.
But that's where you go again. That's you being the hater. Like who's?
I'm not being a hater. I'm just making a point. I'm just making a point. I'm just saying. Listen, he came out in a sheep match before he took it off, and got in the ring. I'm cool with that, bro. Like, I'm just saying that, like, bro, like, let's be real. Like, some of this gotta be worked through. That's all I'm just saying. That's all.
I ain't never seen no nigga wrestle in even if the Fiend, like, he wrestled in a mask and had to like reconfigure so he could breathe through the motherfucker. Like, I didn't think you know.
My thing is like, if Raven Rabbit is an entity of the Wyatt family, what makes him different than Eric Rowan? And what is his gear gonna look like? What is he gonna do when he's in the ring to give off the vibe that this is the Wyatt 6 now? Like, how am I gonna buy into this? Suspend disbelief.
The same way I know that Luke Gallows was Festus, motherfucker. Like the same way. No, the same way I know that nigga wore a fucking diaper with a fucking island, a peninsula in the middle of his head. It's the same way I think you fucking big badass Luke Gallows when he was also.
But he did it because he's now talking. He has a different gear on. He's not wearing. I'm saying that the aesthetic does matter with this new character. I'm just saying that the aesthetic matters for how he wrestles. That's all I'm trying to say. And like, I'm not sure that's a controversial thing to say. How you can't wrestle in a rabbit mask. So, but how do you still give out the vibe that you are a different character with this rabbit? And he's part of the white thing.
He can still be. That's my thing. Like, Eric Rowan has never not been Eric Rowan. Sheep Mask, Eric Rowan, Bludgeon Brothers, Eric Rowan. Motherfucking at the funeral, Eric Rowan, like even Eric Rowan, he ain't gotta be rabbit, because what the fuck is a rabbit? Now that's stupid. That's fucking stupid.
Do you get my concern, brother? You see, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, but like, and we'll move on. We'll move on because like I don't want to shit on this. I did like it. I want to be real. I loved it. It was really entertaining. But I'm also on the fence because I'm like, okay, I can't just dive and like, oh my God, I can't wait for the White Six to take over. And this is awesome. I can't do all that because it's like, has to also work practically in the ring. They also have to like build to a pay-per-view match one day, and with who and how. And, and Chad Gable like is already doing his own thing with the Alpha Academy. And now he's just got to attack. So like, how does this affect him and his story? So I'm like, all right, where is this going to go? Where is this going, bro? But I'm happy for them that they're back. And I'm glad that they're doing their thing, and allowing them to be creative more than anything. So that's awesome.
But I think to your point, we can lead into excuse me, I just had some Zaxby's lunchtime. This can go into what we talked about with I guess everything. If Seth wins the title, what does that do with Drew McIntyre, CM Punk? You say Gunther wins the title at SummerSlam. Okay, well, everything we know about Gunther is that title gonna be held up for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing about Gunther that says when he wins the title, challengers succeed, motherfucker.
No, but like the thing about that is like I'm not worried about anybody being harmed in that storytelling. Like if that happens, I like even if Seth wins it, I think Damian Priest is gonna be all right. I think Damian Priest wins, Seth will be all right. If Gunther wins the title from one of them two, I think everybody comes out better. And Drew's gonna still be having CM Punk as a feud. He's gonna look great still. And Drew and Gunther might still have a match, and Drew might beat Gunther. To be quite honest, like so, like I don't worry about anybody. They're doing such a great job at the top of the main card on Raw that I don't really worry about it. And then you got Braun Breaker coming after Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm really interested in that. So Raw's cooking. I don't want this to be like the thing that enters the fray and it's like everything is good except for that. So all right, cool.
No, but I would say, but with your point is when you were talking about with the Wyatt Six, we was like, what it look like in the ring, what stories they're going to tell. Are they going to win matches? Like, that can be that type of mentality can be applicable to every other story that we're invested.
True, absolutely. But I trust it with one side, and I don't for this because of the people who are in the group. I don't think they. I hope that they raise the cachet of these guys in the group rather than pigeonhole them to like, hey guys, do that spooky stuff over there, and we're gonna really build our real WrestleMania stars over here. Like,
but why wouldn't that work for you though? Why can't they? Like, why do they have to be WrestleMania big stars? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, if you're gonna debut a group like this, they should have a match at WrestleMania. You should be building towards something at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, like you should.
Yeah,
like,
but they're also not.
That's the payoff of having such a big angle.
Yeah, but they're also not Gunther. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not saying they should be in the main event. I'm just saying that we're getting off the track.
No. That helps. Hold on. That helps me understand because as you were talking about the YS6, I was trying to understand why you were so pessimistic about where they were going to go because you were like, well, do they win matches? They got to be undefeated. And like you said, they're building up to a WrestleMania match. And I'm like, they're not main event talent, but they are great roster fillers and segment builders. So, you know,
that's the thing with me. If you have a horror entity that's like dark energy stuff like that, it loses its teeth when they start losing matches. Let's just say what it is. You start to look like a joke when you come off as a badass, scary crew that then gets their ass beat by like a Finn Balor or something or Ilya Dragunov in the ring, and they can just they're just
you're
not within the first year. Like the first year, you guys should be winning matches, yes, to get the angle over. To get
this goes back to my thing. Like I don't even think they even need like real deal legit matches. If they just terrorize the roster, that also fits something that's not being done.
And if they're doing that, I'm cool with it. But here's what I will say to that: then you better be telling me why you're terrorizing the roster. There better be a purpose in this. That's what you can't just be a group guy just terrorizing for no fucking reason. I want to know what's the deal. Why are you guys doing this?
Your skepticism is real and is true, but I would say the skepticism is only there because they haven't had an opportunity to tell you.
No, I'm talking about just first case of watching this and seeing it come to fruition. Like we've been talking about YS6 since Y was around, since it came back, and now we're finally get to seeing them as like real incarnations of them. All right, you're turning the puppets now into people. I never liked that idea. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never liked it. Period. All right, but you're gonna do it. Go ahead. Fine. Now I'm like, all right, these puppets gotta win matches. These puppets gotta be like, real people now who are actually have their motivations and have their character built. And it'll be great if they embodied something, more than just people in a mask. I don't want them to just be faceless, nameless people who cause chaos, and that's it. I think there's so many layers of story and dialogue and things that you could add to these guys to well round out what the YS6 means, what their purpose is, and why they're here. Why do they want? If
they embody that goes back to my thing. Like, if they are the living embodiment of Bray's character, if they are like, I'm not looking at Husky the Pig and thinking Husky is I'm not looking at that nigga like he gonna come out like Porky the Pig with a half tip. I don't think that joke.
I didn't say that.
Nigga, that's what you did. Nigga, what you might as well.
Come out like Porky the Pig with a half tip, nigga. You just added all that.
With the headband, nigga, you might as well, bro. You talking about, he wrestling a rabbit match? Like, bro, why do you think he wrestling? I do feel like the rambling rabbit, if you allow Eric Rowan to be a rambling, talkative person on TV, if he can be a poetic type of rambling rabbit, like if he can be the embodiment of that character, I think that fits. You know what I'm saying? If Uncle Howdy, like the embodiment of when he was telling Bray, I know who you really are. I know who you're really trying to be. Who was he trying to be, Uncle Howdy? What was he? Like, what was him? And now, without Bray being here, they have so many, because he can't combat it.
I mean, I'll tell you this. Like,
you can say the weirdest, wildest shit and then go with it.
Bo Taylor has had, I'm sure, countless conversations with his brother on what they could have done together with that angle. He's had a lot of time since that angle and since, Bray passed, Wyndham passed, rest in peace. So I think he has an idea of what he wants to do. And I think that I'm really interested in seeing the first Uncle Howdy promo. That's what I'm going to say. It's really important to me. It's really important to me what Uncle Howdy has to say and why they've now terrorized the roster, hacking shit and doing all the spooky shit. It was great. Like all the QR codes, whenever I did it and like I went to the site and saw the countdown or even the stream, they had like a Twitch stream of like this lady as like a psychiatrist just sitting there for mad long talking to somebody. And it's like a camera footage of her. And then by the end of the tip stream, you see that she's a missing person. Like she's a missing person now. Like, it's really cool how they layered things over the past couple of weeks. And I'm like, that's the kind of shit that's really dope. Like if Chad Gable just went missing, I'm cool with it. Like, like that. And then he pops up down the line and, he has to, save himself, from his and redeem himself for, all the bad things he's done. Maybe that's what the entity is to show people themselves, and to get them to see themselves as for who they really are and add more character development to each character that's not them. Maybe whoever they encounter, that's who they're focused on is, all right, how do we really go deeper into this character and show you who you are, not only to yourself, but to the fans, to the people, and what does this character's journey have to be if they go through the journey of Uncle Howdy and the Y6. That's something that I can get on board with, but it has to be some depth to it. Like I can't just have these guys coming out, losing matches and be like, oh my God, he overcame this dark entity of Uncle Howdy. Great job. All right. Now Braun Breaker's on to the next thing. No, I don't want to see that. I want to see the layers to this and continue because that's what Wyatt was. That's what Bray was, So I'm gonna chill. I want to see that first promo, and we'll see where it goes. We'll talk a little bit of Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Speaking of what I'm not worried about,
Well, I guess we can do back and forth because I can tell you what I'm not worried about with that, and later on with the show, I can tell you what I'm worried about, even though I'm excited about.
What are you worried about? No, go ahead. You first.
The Bloodline 2.
Okay, fix your mic because you're a little bit echoed.
Hello, the Bloodline. Hold on, fix my mic. Hold on. The Bloodline 2, bro. I'm very much. Hold on, here we go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Is it still echo?
It's worse now, but it's like you sound further away.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
That's way better. Yeah.
It is.
When you get close to it, it is.
So
it's all good. No, it's all good. It's all good. Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Is it echo?
You're better now. You're better. It's just yeah. We gotta get you a mic. We gotta get you a real.
Nah, I have a mic. Yeah. And when I had a mic, the shit was taking out your mic. You know what I'm saying?
No, that was not taking out my mic. I told you that before. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. I was frustrated that day because I was dealing with mic issues the entire day. I figured out what it was. It was a program on. It was OBS. OBS fucks with your other shit. When you have that on, I'm not sure if you ever deal with
we used to try to do OBS when we did Skype.
Yeah, it fucks with other shit. You can't do other video or other audio properly, because they're like, nah, that's us. They override it.
No, but what I was saying with what I'm worried about when you talking about storytelling with the Y6, storytelling with the Bloodline.
I got you.
And
I'm not gonna lie to you. There are reasons to be worried about the Bloodline storyline. Absolutely. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna be like criticizing you for that.
And I know we sensitive about Bray but we sensitive about the Bloodline too. With something that we call cinema and something that forced us to watch week to week, something that had an emotional attachment from Survivor Series to Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania, and then from that WrestleMania to the next WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have done a phenomenal job with this particular storyline and presenting the wild card and Jacob Fatu something that we have been waiting for, right? It still gives me like where, how, what, when, where with this. And I
say,
get
listen,
a little
man,
anxious.
you know, Jacob, man, longest reigning MLW champion, incredible worker. He looked like he's in great shape, man, when he came out.
He
So
got on
I'm
boots.
really, really,
I think he got on boots because he wasn't barefoot. He
he
had on
got on
boots.
boots. He got on boots. Yeah, but you know, when it comes to this, I'm a little bit less worried because I think they got the bloodline. You know, like let's be real. If you a bloodline, if you're part of the bloodline, they are gonna take care of you in WWE. You know, and I genuinely believe that this is gonna be something that over time, you know, these guys will always have this to look back on as a moment where our family was like running the industry. It's like a special moment for the bloodline right now. What Roman did, saying that he's ahead of the table and changing the narrative, it's really manifesting in real time of them taking over. You got Zilla Fatu saying he's coming up next, you know. So I gotta hand it to them, you know, what they've done for their family. And they're always gonna have a job, they're always gonna have a purpose, they're always gonna have a story that means something. You know, so
Hikaleo's there too. I think he's on his way over there.
Hikuleo,
Yeah.
come on now. You know, so much. But what I'll say this, I think specifically that guy, Solo Sokoa, he has something, man. Sorry. But he has something, man. And I like Solo. I mean, he has more to offer than most I think are seeing right now. As a main eventer, I think he has something. Uh, I think Jacob also has something on that same level, and I would love to see one day when this finally blows up. But what we're gonna see here is the young cats in Solo, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, you know, Tonga Loa compete for the hierarchy of the bloodline versus the Roman Reigns, Jey Usos, Jimmy Uso, and see where that leads us. You know, potentially if Sammy comes back, it'll be a really cool reunion to see that version of bloodline as a unit and seeing the development of how Roman comes back as a babyface if he does. Because mind you, he can still come back and just join this group. Like Roman could be like, yeah, this was part of my plan, you know, just to get Cody in place where I can become champion again. We never know, you know, because Roman could still pull that, you know, that swerve on us where he like where Solo was talking to him the entire time because Solo said Roman's not coming back. Maybe Roman told him, hey, listen, I'm not coming back. You're in charge right now until I'm ready. And then I want you to go tell everybody I'm not coming back so they respect you. And then bring in you know, Jacob Fatu and then, you know, get Cody Graves perfectly primed for me to take my championship back. It could be something like that, or it could be Roman coming back like, this is nothing like I expected. This is not what I intended. And I'm now the head of the table. I need you guys to acknowledge me. And if they don't, or if they jump him, then we're in wartime, you know. And now Roman's on the side of he's out the outs, having to find people to help him against what he created, you know. And now he lost control of the group he created, the bloodline, and that's when you have to go to the Jimmy Usos, who also was attacked, and get help. The guy who you were treating as the second, you know, the redheaded stepson of the bloodline. You got to go back to Jey Uso, who, you know, was pretty much manipulated by you for years in the bloodline. You got to go back to Sami Zayn and say, hey, man, sorry for the way I treated you. And can you join us? They might need a third or fourth man to combat these guys. And that might be setting this up for a really big potential World Games match down the line. So I think there's so many ways you can make this entertaining, but I just want to protect Solo. I'm a big fan of Solo. Want to protect Solo in this, and I want to get Solo some more big moments on his own. You know, I like
why
Solo needs some big Solo moments
on his own.
Huh?
Roman never had big moments on his own.
No, like Roman had plenty. I'm talking about like matches. Not like you can still have the group behind you and all that stuff. Talking about matches. Like Solo hasn't won a big match in a long time since John Cena. Like that's what I'm trying to talk about. Because people are now saying that he's lost like this many matches. Like, no, present him as such, as a threat, and have him beat somebody. And on SmackDown, like even this match with Cody, he didn't win. Like it was disqualification. He lost. So I want Solo to really win some really big matches going down the line, because I think he's shown that he has the chops to wrestle in the ring, talk in the microphone, and to pivot his character in a way that is believable. Some people are going to buy into it as a heel. Some people won't. I enjoy what he's doing.
But this goes back to what you were talking about, Wyatt Six, bro. Protect him how? Like, he's already protected. He's been protected this whole time. Like, he has been protected literally this whole time. And even though he's quote unquote losing matches, that proved my point. He's been losing matches or haven't won quote unquote a big match or haven't had a quote unquote big moment. And my nigga still is the leader of the bloodline, the biggest faction in all of pro wrestling, right? So,
but this is only by name. Like, this is only by it's because one thing, being a leader of the faction, like I can pull up, Archie, like, oh, Archie, you're the leader of Judgment Day, and just say that on a random Raw. It's one thing to have him win matches as a leader and really establish him. Like them telling me he's the leader, and I think people, that's why I say we want Roman all the time. The people haven't bought into that. Let's be real. They haven't bought into Solo as a real threat. And that's what I want to see him.
How hasn't niggas bought into Solo being a threat? He been a threat as the muscle for the whole time. Niggas ain't chanting we want Roman because they ain't bought into Solo. They chanting we want Roman because they bought into Solo, and he ain't really, like, again, he wasn't the heir. Jay was the heir. Solo was not the heir. So if we're talking about just straight lineage and storyline and everything like that, once Jay deflected out the bloodline and Roman's not here, does that vacancy just sit there? No, I show initiative. I step up. And niggas are like, you showing initiative for what? Roman didn't appoint you. That ain't your nigga. Fuck what Roman said. He's actually standing on what Jay said when he got scared. When Jay said, ain't nobody care what Roman think. Solo acting in that. That's real shit, nigga. And Roman gonna have to take me off this throne, because guess what I surrounded myself with? Real niggas.
Dogs. Yeah.
Now, if Jacob is a spy, or if Jacob is a wild card, or if Jacob is someone that's airing for the throne himself, as a loose wolf on a loose, then Solo, Jacob, and Roman is a nasty three-way. But
I don't think that's happening. I think
that's what I'm saying. I don't think that happens either. I think Jacob falls in line with Solo.
Absolutely.
And with that being said, this is what I'm trying to figure out your point with Solo. This only now really enhances Solo because he got him a Solo.
Okay.
Just like how Roman has been enhanced when he got Solo, because he was in Clash.
I thought Tama was in Solo.
Nah,
Tama was the right-hand man last week.
No. But this is what I'm trying to say. Right-hand man Jay, main event Jay. But nah, nigga, you couldn't go to Cardiff with me. I had to face Drew and I had to call a young nigga who got the passport with no DUI to come help me out, nigga.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
So Solo now got his own enforcer in Jacob Fatu.
For sure.
And I think that just like Jey Uso, Tama Tonga could one day break off and be a star on his own.
Oh my God. Woo. You talk about getting the bitch's panties wet. Solo Tama. Oh my God. A Solo Tama? Good God.
And then I could also see Jacob Fatu rising to, like you said, the reins of the head of the table one day as well, But I think it takes time. I think
retell the story just like that. Roman the Solo, Jay the Tama, Jacob the Solo. Like, nigga, they can tell a story however they need to, nigga.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I want LA Knight. I want him to become United States champion. I want him to have a good run. But I want Solo to win the championship off of LA Knight. I think that's what I'm waiting for. Solo to be a really a staple where he wins the United States Championship and he's like, like standing tall on his business. I don't want when Roman comes back for him to completely dominate this group. That's what I'm worried about, and I need Roman to be weak.
The story that you're telling them. I'm sorry, he won't. If he's telling the story that you're telling, where you say Roman gets kicked out and then they have to build the originals, and now is like that's not Roman taking over the group. That's Solo supplanting his dominance, and Jacob and Tama and Tungaloa, they are establishing themselves. So I would say, back to the word pessimistic. I wouldn't be that way on neither side, but I just wanted to add that because that's what I was saying about what we can have grips and gripes and like, can they tell us the right way with literally everything we care about? Because this bloodline shit, we do care. We've been waiting.
We care. We did the same thing with WrestleMania with like, all right, who does Roman face? Rock or Seth Rollins? And to be quite honest, that is what makes it interesting because we can fight about. We can fight about it and everything, and then we get it, and sometimes it's even better than what we expected. Yeah. So that's what we're WrestleMania. So I am reserved to change my mind and say, you know what they're doing is way better than what I thought. I just got to sit back and watch.
Just like Drew and CM Punk. I believe Drew and CM Punk would have been better than anything CM Punk and Seth could have done, even though they have the same animosity. But the fact that they have real deal, I hurt you in the ring animosity. Oh my God. That's just
it adds that real layer to it that this dude legit tore his tricep, bro. Like there's not, and then said he prayed about it. So that's the thing that makes us that much more
used to pray for
it's the best feud in wrestling right now.
That nigga used to listen to Dreams and Nightmares trying to get ready for CM.
Yeah, yes. So it's the best feud in wrestling. Drew McIntyre quitting on Raw and then showing up on SmackDown and bloodying CM Punk in his hometown and then dropping him for the entire crowd to see on the entranceway, I thought was epic. The way they shot that was amazing. I love what they're doing with Drew and Seth and CM Punk. That's what I wanted from Drew, because after all the things that CM Punk done, mind you injured him first and then talk shit. But that's the thing about this that makes it so interesting. It's like there is a legit claim for you to be a fan of Drew in this. There's a legit claim for you to be a fan of CM Punk in this, and there's no one can tell you that you're wrong, because both men have legitimate gripes as to why they're this mad at this man and why they want to take this man out. And what Drew did on Friday by taking out CM Punk in front of his hometown, in front of his, I loved it because I wanted to see that type of energy in Scotland. But he waited and he picked his moment and he did it in his hometown, which is even better. And with blood on Drew, on his hands, walking out there like a fucking badass is what we need to see from Drew. Look at the size of this guy, and look at the size of CM Punk. We need to, once he gets his hands on, he should be wrecking shop and killing this dude. Let's be real. So I'm glad we finally got to see that happen, because weeks ago, one moment CM Punk is down there on the rampway, he's up there in the box, then he's down there on the rampway and CM Punk's up in the box, or vice versa. That kind of stuff shows that CM Punk's been dodging him a little bit,
But this also shows that when Drew means it, when I get my bloody hands on you, when I get my bloody hands on you, you know where to hide. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Know what that nigga, he caught that nigga in the loading dock and beat that nigga like he was rocking Cody. God damn it. Rock beat the shit out of Cody before the joint, nigga. Yeah. Nigga, it's the same energy.
Same energy. And it's warranted, both of them, when it happened. It's not like they just threw blood on the screen for no fucking reason. No, it was warranted. Dude. And when Drew quit on Monday, I'm like, I feel you. I get it. Like, I was like, you've been screwed at the championship multiple times.
I was thinking, like, is he going to TNA? That's what I was thinking. Like,
that would have been interesting. That would have been interesting. That'll be interesting. But we got SummerSlam like in a couple of months. So like, you can't be going to TNA right now. But I was like, yo, but storyline wise, like I get the character of you, like, yo, I'm out here. I just got screwed in my hometown by CM Punk, and you guys are out here cheering CM Punk again. All right, yo, I quit this company. I got screwed in Wales. Got screwed at WrestleMania. I've been screwed against Seth Rollins multiple times because of Damian Priest. I've been, I've been screwed in my hometown of Scotland, my home country, where I grew up, and legitimately got kicked in the balls and cheated out of the championship match. And then you guys still are chanting CM Punk? Oh yeah, I quit. Fuck it. It's like, well, I can't win. Fuck it.
Well, I will also say though that he kind of again at the same time at WrestleMania, legit, he did not have to go in that nigga face.
He didn't.
He didn't. He didn't. He didn't have to stand on the table. He didn't have to go in it. He could have went over the ropes like everybody else. Like go everything psychology, right? Somebody sitting at the table, calling commentary, watching the number one contenders match, or whatever the case may be, and the winner hangs over the rose and says, "You want this? You want this? Yeah, I want that. Yeah, I want that." But they don't get in the face because I just wrestled, bitch. I'm tired. I just fought this nigga. I kissed my wife. That the lasting memory should me being that. So that's Drew's fault. But I would say CM Punk, learn how to take a DDT, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I never took one. But what I'm saying is that if I throw a tricep one time, it's easier to tear it the second time. And I know it's a completely different hand, but I mean, it's a completely different arm. What I am saying is that both are at fault for their own pain, right? Because Punk could have, I don't know if he could have been in a better position or if he could have maybe, I don't know. But what I am saying is that right now, when you say you can pick a side, I just want to see right now the match.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
At this point in time, it is justified for SummerSlam 2002 type match. This is SummerSlam 2002 type match. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and a no holds barred. The ref is only there to fucking count a 10 count or whatever.
Yeah,
like that's it. You know what I'm saying? They
all Cleveland street fight.
No, don't do this.
It doesn't have the same ring to it, right?
Don't do it in Cleveland.
It's in Cleveland, man. That's where SummerSlam is.
That's another thing, bro. You go on to SummerSlam for Cleveland. Royal Rumble is in Indianapolis. Now, Indianapolis does have a big stadium, but Cleveland, but it's a dome, so I appreciate it. If y'all going to Lucas Oil, it's a dome. Fuck with it. You can do that. Y'all talking about outdoors in Cleveland? Y'all ever been in Cleveland in the summertime? It's about muggy as shit. It's about hot as shit. It ain't nothing to do.
You been in Cleveland before?
It ain't nothing to do in Cleveland, brother.
You been there before?
Hell yeah. I did a turnaround trip, nigga. Listen. So I went to the Cleveland to see Currency, and I went to Cleveland to see Kobe. Kobe played in Cleveland.
Okay.
Nigga, I ain't stay in Cleveland. Fuck out of here, brother. Fuck out of here.
Everybody says that about Cleveland. I feel bad. Cleveland ain't shit.
I did turnaround trips both times, nigga.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's where SummerSlam is. I like the idea of a street fight, though. 100% at this point. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to SummerSlam. It's going to be big. It's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big night. I can feel it. I know we're going to get a Charlotte Flair return by SummerSlam. I'm looking forward to that too. Charlotte, hope you got well soon. We're looking forward to a Randy Orton turn. Hopefully,
I don't want Nia to hurt Charlotte again. Charlotte and Nia will slap. If Nia wins the title and Charlotte shows up, But Charlotte and I, that would bang. That would
But
bang.
Jade Cargill was looking at Nia too. You know, they have beef too. So like, I don't know, it could be.
But listen, Nia can beat Charlotte. Hold on. Listen, me booking Black off the top rope. Booking Black. I ain't even tell you about this, and we ain't talk pregame. No, we ain't even talk all week. So you know what I'm saying? Charlotte can take an L to Nia first or whatever, but Jade and Charlotte being across from one another, or Charlotte and Bianca being across, you have not had that happen at all.
And it looks like Bianca and Jade are on some kind of losing streak, back to back. They lost the matches the same way. Jade didn't get pinned and Bianca didn't get pinned, but they both hit their finishers and got tossed out the ring. So
that makes them look strong.
Yeah. I mean, you can say that. Cool, but I'm just saying, you gotta get back on this horse, and I want to see that told, man. Is somebody gonna get frustrated? Like, yo, man.
Well, what that got to do? What they frustrated for losing singles matches for?
Lost a tag team match and a singles match.
Well, I mean, Jay got a triple threat. But what I'm saying is, to your point, you like they got to get.
Is that they're a tag team, right? They support each other, and they looked at, oh my God, who's gonna take these titles off? Talking about all that shit, who's gonna take these titles off of us? And sure enough, Alba Fire and Ala Dawn did that shit. You know, can that, when you got a team that has, winning cures all pains, right? But is this friendship really real? Is this friendship can it endure?
Let me get out of here.
I'm just saying. Can the Bianca and Jay friendship survive losing matches? Bianca just lost her qualifying match. Jade's in one next week. If she loses that, and they lost the tag team titles, can they beat? Is the friendship really going to survive? Because they say winning cures all, but are you a team that can survive the turmoil of a losing season going into one of the biggest SummerSlams of all time? I don't know. All I know is
I'm sorry. I cannot. I'm sorry. You're not finna. First of all, you're not finna break up two black queens. I was about to say two black bitches, but I cut myself. You're not about to break up two black queens. Second of all, what you're not about to do also is say biggest SummerSlams ever, and it's in fucking Cleveland, like we just did. No, I'm not. No. If it was the 2-night SummerSlam in Minneapolis, maybe.
I'm just saying. Okay, all right. Maybe I misspoke on the biggest SummerSlam ever, but I'm just saying it could be even bigger. We got Jay versus Bianca. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying. No. I'm not saying it's gonna happen anytime soon. I'm being really. I'm just fucking around. But at the same time, I'm looking at this week coming up. Jade Cargill is gonna be in triple threat. I forget who she's facing. If she loses that, all I want to do is see the team of Bianca and Jade overcome some obstacles and tell the story of the guys who were like, "Hey, we kind of fell off the horse. Let's get back on this horse." If you're gonna be in a tag team title match at SummerSlam, cool. Get your titles back. Or if you guys lose that, is somebody gonna snap? Is somebody gonna turn? I don't know. They're tired of it. I'm tired of sharing the spotlight and coming out to your music, and I gotta come out first, and then I gotta walk all the way down the ring to this. I'm on my own, and you're twirling your braid.
But see, here you go. There you go, bro. Like, no, there you go, bro. Like, who talking about that? Jade is living her best again. So look, I'm a quote Offset. I'm out of women business. Huh? I'm out of women business, bro. I'm out of women business.
Nah, man, I'm in the wrestling business.
Like, nah, I'm out of women. I'm out of women business, bro.
Y'all don't get your tag titles back. Then are y'all really a tag team? Like, I'm just saying, like, are you guys really sisters?
What do you mean? The New Day haven't had the tag team championships in how long?
Saying the New Day ain't Bianca and Jay, man.
Why ain't they?
Both look like
Why ain't they? And Xavier Woods ain't never won the world championship, but Big E and Kofi did. So I mean, if you
want like Jade and
win the Intercontinental Championship, he won the United States Championship. This nigga is only a tag team champion.
And they coexist when they got that aura. They both got that aura.
I'm saying, why you gotta be in the women business?
They all got that aura. I'm just saying, when
Kofi and Xavier breaking
you
up.
just know how attractive
I'm gonna over
women compete with each other and dominating and dominate attractive women tend to compete with one another. I'm just saying, like, and if they don't win together, can they win separately and support each other? I don't know. Just asking a question. Just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. I don't know, but yeah, I do want to see them compete for the tag titles again, whether Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. But if they don't get that victory, I don't know, man.
Listen, brother, what I'm gonna say right now is that ain't no way in hell I'm supporting you talk about them breaking up when New Day is literally right there.
Fuck New Day. I'm not talking about New Day.
Yeah, that's your problem. That's your problem.
Men.
See, and we need to be a man's business. We used to be in the man's business.
Nah, we know how women get down. They don't like it. Women hate each other. Come on, let's be real. They don't really like each other. This is not real.
No.
Listen, man. Well, I want to see you guys fight. I want to see a fight. I want to see a fight, man. Listen.
I said I want to see Charlotte versus Jade, meaning white versus black. And I said I want to see Bianca versus Charlotte, white versus black. And here you go, like,
no, a white black thing.
Let's talk about Chicago, face ass.
This ain't even. This is not even a white black thing. This is a real. This is a match made in heaven thing. A Bianca versus Jay match. I can't wait. I can't wait. That's all I'm saying. And it ain't about, hey, you know, black, you know, unity. Cool. We can do that for a little bit. But how we really get down?
It can happen.
You have a freaking banger match. You have one of the matches of the year. That's how you really get down.
Jade eliminates Bianca at the Royal Rumble. That's how we do it.
All right, maybe.
Jade eliminates Bianca at the Royal Rumble.
Do they get their tag titles back?
They can. Fuck yeah. Okay. They can. Yeah. Right. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Right. Beat them bitches in Toronto. It ain't Scotland.
I'm gonna keep getting into it. But I'll chill for now. I'll chill for now.
Please. One thing I do, Mello look great. Mello looked great in that triple threat.
Yeah. Another surprise for me because he didn't get an entrance, and then he won the match. I like that shit.
I mean, does getting an entrance really kind of indicative of anything?
No, it's not. I just know that, like, sometimes we tend to be like, oh, the guy who doesn't get the entrance is probably gonna lose most of the time. And when they swerved me, I wasn't swerved because I kind of knew that it's gonna be him or KO winning that match. That's what I thought in my mind. Wait, no, him and
it was him or Randy.
Him and Santos. One of those. No, fuck. What the fuck was it? Him, Randy, and who?
It was him, Randy, and hold on, I'm sorry. It was him. I want to say him.
Andrade.
No, Andrade won.
Andrade won too.
Yeah.
Who was in the match with Carmelo, Randy, and there was a third person, Grayson Waller. Yeah. So yeah, that match. No. Sorry, that's not the match.
Cheaty, you fucking me. I'm agreeing with your ass.
It was KO, Grayson Waller, and Carmelo.
No, it was Tama Tonga, Randy, Carmelo.
Ah, there you go. I'm off.
There you go. After we swung 30 times and missed.
Hey man, sometimes you end up, like Sandman's wife, his ex-wife. Remember that?
No.
I'm gonna send you that video. She got in a ring, tried to hit him with a Singapore cane, and missed 3 times in a row. Raven's sitting there like, all right, bitch, let me kick this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you right now. But that shit was hilarious. It was an ECW. It's a clip my nephew sent me. That shit was hilarious. But yeah, man. Carmelo loved him winning. There's gonna be a great moment for him in Money in the Bank. I don't know who I want to win. I like Jay. I like him winning. I like Carmelo winning, and Andrade. All 3 of them. I love the opportunity for them to hold that briefcase. I do not want to see LA Knight in the Money in the Bank this year. I thought that we missed the opportunity last year, but Jamie and Priest did fine with it. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see who else qualifies. I think Santos should qualify over LA Knight and Logan next week, and they should have
Santos and Andrade. Santos and Andrade should be a feud. They don't need a title for that. Santos and Andrade can be a feud. They do not need a title for that.
No, I'm not talking about title. They have there's a qualifying match.
No, and that's what I'm saying. They can within the match they can.
Okay, yeah, I feel you on that.
You know what I'm saying? So when you talking about who has legitimate chance, it will be Andrade, Santos, Jay, Carmelo, and then probably two more people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I would say, oh my God, I would say I would want Carmelo to win. It does bode for Carmelo.
I know that. Oh my God, just send it to me.
What? Oh no.
Oh, okay.
It's a different one. It's a different one.
Different one. Okay. Different one. Last week that was interesting.
Last week it was definitely.
All right, but yeah, I'm like way the money making shaping up. We got what was I gonna say? What's going on with Bayley?
Bayley, she got a match with she got a match with we know Nia at SummerSlam. But on SmackDown, give me 1 second. She wasn't on SmackDown this week, was she?
She wasn't on SmackDown. Wow.
I don't think.
I know Nia and Tiffany Stratton are uniting, so that's gonna be a tag team, Princess and Queen. We'll see how that goes.
I like that.
After Money in the Bank, we're gonna see things kick up with that. Probably.
I like that, honestly. Princess and the Queen is fire.
Yeah, man. I like that too. And I just don't like Tiffany Stratton posting shit about Jade Cargill. And I'm not sure that whole scandal. You saw that shit?
That was months ago though. Or weeks ago.
Yeah.
I thought that was nothing came about it because somebody asked for the original post because it was like a screenshot or something. But I don't think it was I don't think it was an original post of the audio. I don't think the audio was
on it. Okay. I thought she was putting that out there. All right, let me shut up. Sorry, Tiffany. Yeah, I love this the tag team too, man. It's tag team Nia and Tiffany. I think it's gonna work, man. I think it's gonna be great. I think that Nia honestly has somebody in her corner that might help her against Bayley. You never know, but I think Nia, regardless, should be our next women's champion.
If Tiffany helps Nia wins the title, only to sucker Nia in to win the title, that would be awesome.
Yeah, man. I think Nia having like a protege to something to speak, and having some barrier between her and the next opponent, like handle my work. That'd be dope. Tiffany's she's a rookie. She should be able to fit that role pretty well until she turns. On her. What was I gonna say? What else? Braun Breaker, still gonna. I know I've been saying it the entire pod, but dude's a freaking incredible man. That spear on Ludwig, that shot of that spear on Ludwig last week, incredible. I love what they're doing with him. Can't wait for him and Sammy. Him and Sheamus was a banger. Loved it. So I'm on board with that. So and then one more last thing I gotta talk about. But before you have any comments on that stuff?
No. What I will say is that I like that Braun and Sheamus can really go after. If I need Sammy to drop that title somehow, and that'd be a real feud.
Sammy's had a good run, man. I like everything he's done for thus far, but I'm not opposed to him dropping it. I'm not opposed to him dropping it. I think that with the bloodline thing coming up soon, and there's a lot more story to be told with Sammy. Even Triple H said like he can't have a bad match or have a bad story. It's like the guy's allergic to having that stuff happen. So no matter what you put him in, probably gonna work. Even without the championship. But yeah, for the week I'm pretty much done on Raw and SmackDown. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I'm good. On Raw and SmackDown. We did the Money in the Bank qualifiers. Chelsea Green. We talked about
Big fan. Big fan.
Big fan of Chelsea. Chelsea Green. Yep.
And if she wins the money bank, I'm up for it. I don't care.
Yeah, she could. Absolutely.
I don't care. I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Chelsea
She definitely is like a Miz type woman on the Miz side where I feel like she can hold it. She can just be great. She's not the best person in the ring, but she's such a great character wise that it's gonna have her a long career.
Her and Bianca would shock the world.
Yeah, it would. That would be crazy.
Her beating Bianca for the title, man. Like
oh
if
my God.
Bianca's on the title, her beating Bianca, that would go crazy, bro.
Or I'm not sure this would ever happen, but if Piper won the championship and she beat Piper for it, cashing on her own partner, that'd be crazy. Like, this is a lot of things you can possibly do, but the world, it's the multiverse, anything can happen. Before we get out of here, HBK, Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, homeboy is cooking down in NXT. And I'm enjoying the show week by week, man. I'm watching every segment.
Bro, they pulling this 720,000 on the going up on a Tuesday.
For real, man. Just to start off with the big news, Joe Hendry entering that battle royal. He took social media by storm. I watched an interview with him on Busted Open. It made me like the guy a lot more because I don't know who he is. I'm not into the meme culture and everything like that. I'm not watching TNA Impact, but his interview, like, the guy has really found a way to intentionally get himself over as a meme, and that thus got him over in the ring in TNA, and now he's over in NXT because they wanted him to be the secret guest guy for the Battle Royal, and it was, that whole song. He's like a pop singer type of gimmick, and I believe in Joe Hendry, and he's from it's catchy, and he got a whole he's from Scotland, so he's an international superstar. So I like that they are making these efforts with TNA to work with them. However, he came in and got eliminated immediately. At first, I was like, yo, why do you bring this guy from TNA just to get eliminated immediately from this, Battle Royal? But the reaction from the fans afterwards, I'm like, oh, genius. They're talking. Everybody's talking about it. They're talking. They're talking. So shout out to Joe Hendry and NXT for pulling that shit off. I want to see more TNA and NXT crossover. We saw Jordan Grace compete against
Roxanne.
No, we saw that, but then we saw in TNA she had
with the
crazy girl.
Yeah, that's how we know her. The crazy girl. Yo, me too. That's why we FTR, my nigga. We can hit Shatter Machine anywhere, nigga.
Yeah, man. I'll get her name. We can talk about her next week when she lost, anyways. But it's cool to see the crossover.
Tatum Paisley or something like that. If I'm just up the top.
Yeah, there you go. Like you're good at this. Good shit. You got a better mind than me. He smokes the weed, but I still have the bad memory. I don't know how that works. But look, they had Javon Evans win the Battle Royal, and although I'm a fan of Javon Evans, the kid is young and I don't want him to get burnt out quickly. So he's now up for number one contendership for a match against Trick Williams. And not only that, like, it's, black man versus black man, cool. But I don't want his spectacular ring work to overshadow the character development of the character. And is it right to just throw him right into the main event scene when that it's very unlikely that he wins the championship? I think you build him up slowly and surely. I would rather see him go after Oba, to be quite honest.
No, I like exactly where they're at. As you started the show and started the segment and said Triple H is doing good. Again, there would be nothing else. There would be nothing I would change about it for the simple fact that, I like the young OG, and the reason why I would say that is because Trick got the wave right now.
Yeah.
And if Trick is reaching down and pulling Javon up, I completely support it. And the reason why I say that is because it would do nothing for Javon and Trick to have a banger of a match. Trick put his arms around Javon, raise his hand, and say, "This little motherfucker next." It do nothing. But what I also like the fact is that Ethan Page. It was 4 people at the end of the night. It was
Shawn
right.
Spears.
It was Ethan Page, Shawn Spears. Okay. Now you know how I feel about the chairman.
Do you like? You didn't like Ty Dillinger, man? I like Ty Dillinger, dog. I miss Ty Dillinger, but Shawn Spears, man, he can wrestle. I'm just saying.
Well, Shawn can go. I'm not going to dispute that. Shawn can go. What I am going to say is this. Is that if it's a triple threat of Ethan Page, Javon, and Trick, I feel it. I can dig it. I don't want to forward. And the reason why I say that is because Javon outright won the Battle Royal. So Ethan Page just pinned him and pinned the number one contender.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
that makes him also qualified for, or eligible to be, in a match, So exactly. He has a reason. And that dude Ora Mensah's been on his ass for weeks now. So
Or can be the reason why. That's what I'm saying. A triple threat happens where Or can be the reason why Ethan Page is out the match. And then Trick and Javon can get spots in whatever, do the ending 1, 2, 3, Trick will win. And then he hands up the joint and say he next. And then we can have Shawn Spears come, boom, hit Trick. Now we got Trick and Shawn Spears. I can dig that. I just don't want Shawn right now. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I don't know how Strong got involved anyways. I'll be honest with you. I
have really no idea. And we've been watching every week. We don't know what the fuck.
Yeah. But hey, I'm not mad at him getting
he took out Javon. They had a match. They had a match.
Yeah, true.
They had a match.
He
took him out. And what I would say is too, with Wes and Oba, I like that the way it is. I like the fact that Wes is putting all his chips on the table because realistically, he can say, all right, the NXT title is nothing that I want to achieve or something like that. I know if that's crazy to believe, but he can say, I want to go to the main roster. And if he loses to Oba and decides that he wanted to go to the main roster, I wouldn't blame him. But
I'm this is the moment where it's do or die for Wesley, and it's Obafemi, so it's highly likely that he's gonna die in that ring. But I like him going out on his sword. I like him going out as a listen, I want to fight you one-on-one. You didn't pin me, and give me the fair opportunity to completely to show what I got. And I always said, Wes, our guy Dez, talk to him. I've told him you can face anybody because the way he is in the ring, he has this underdog tenacity that you get behind when he's there, especially when there's no Joe Coffey to be a part of it. It's just going to be him and Oba telling that story. I'm here for. So I think Heat Wave is going to be dope. I'm looking forward to that. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know if he's going to be able to beat Oba. And right now, Oba seems like he's also on a wave right now. Both the NXT Championship and North American Championship seem like they're they have a stranglehold. Those two guys, until that's what I'm I want to see them meet. If I want to see when Keith Lee faced Adam Cole, who was also they're both held those titles for so long, and they had to come clash against each other. Trick is the match I want to see in NXT eventually down the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, big fan of Lola Vice. Every week, she's just become bigger and bigger fan of Lola Vice. She is a great heel. I love what she's doing, and people are so mad that she shakes that ass every week. And I'm I love it, bro. I can't keep doing it because it really is getting people upset.
She really got hands too, though. It's crazy.
She really got hands too. So when I talked about NXT needed that 5 tools 3 player, it might be Lola Vice that has the mic work. Only thing is your gimmick cannot be your Latina. I'm sorry. You just can't say I'm a Latina and like that's it. You know, like that's what she did, and then ran her ass to somebody. Sorry, cut that shit out of your, you know, your whole thing. There's many Latinas that wrestled, and that just can't be the gimmick. You have to have a well-rounded gimmick. But I do like her mic work. I do like her in-ring work, and I do like her just heeledness, like the fact that you hate her that she's good. You hate that she's actually good. Like her beating Shayna, I didn't like that shit. I didn't like it. But then at the end of the day, I was like, it works. She's a heel, like, and she found a way to win, you know. So, you know, I had to give it its props, you know. But so I think Lola Vice is probably my favorite NXT women's superstar at the moment.
Really?
She's not the wrestler of a Roxanne Perez, but I think she has more presence.
So nobody is beating Jada Parker, brother. Sorry.
Jada Parker to me is still green, and that's the thing with her. I like her a lot. She's going to be next up. Like she's going to have that moment next. But right now, I think Lola Vice
what makes Lola Vice better than Jada Parker? Like no,
she's a better heel right now. Like right now, she gets a better heel reaction.
Yeah, because we're popping for Jada. Duh. She's amazing.
What makes Jada amazing? She's pretty.
She talking to Mike. She talks better than Lola. First off, she talks better than Lola. Her presence is better than Lola. It's not just shaking ass; she beats ass. Okay. Second of all,
it's not just shaking.
Huh?
They're both the guy. They're both the woman I'm looking at. I want to be fair. Both of them stand out to me. Both of them when I watch NXT. Jada Parker is very new. Give her that time. That's all I'm saying with that. It's like I do think that right now, Lola Vice having a run with the NXT Women's Championship could be bigger for her. And I think that Jada Parker having a North American Championship will be good for her. And then down the line, a year from now, if Jada is holding down NXT, let her get her time. Like, let her grow. Like, you know, you got women like Fallon Henley who's been down there forever. And she's grown too. She has now a new aura, a new look as a heel. She's done a great job. And, you know, I could see her getting called up eventually. She's not won a title. She won maybe a tag title. That's it. You know, I want Jada to win the NXT North American Championship. Let her simmer down there and eventually become NXT Women's Champion one day because she does have an it factor. I'm not knocking that. But Lola Vice right now, she's already competed for the NXT Women's Championship before. She didn't come out victorious. I would like to see her actually win the big one. And I think that she can really bring a lot as a heel to that title, giving women like Jada, who may be a babyface by the time, to take the title off of her. Roxanne, to me, she's a really great wrestler. I just think she needs to work on coming across as authentic as a heel because I don't buy it. She's a baby face to me. I don't know what's going on, but she's definitely incredible in the ring. I just want Jada to get more time. That's all. I don't think that's a bad thing. You're muted, bro.
No, I mean I hear you with that, but I think even when Lola was presented and she won the contract, I didn't think she was ready. Right? She was in the Jada Parker spot, right? And I feel like Jada, in her short time, her short presence, like I definitely kind of feel it more, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I feel, and again, like I relate too, like you saying, she like Lola can't just be like I'm Latina. Shit, Jada's like I'll beat your ass in these black Air Forces, bitch. Like they, and you know what I'm saying? They traffic in the same
two sides of the same coin.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Don't touch my ponytail, I'll beat your ass, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, they traffic in the same lane. You know what I mean?
They both got hands, you know. They both got hands, and they're pretty, you know. So I mean, I see what you mean, but yeah.
And I could get Lash Legend. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can see if I said Jakar Jackson, right? Jakar Jackson for sure is a tier below as far as ring work, and you know what I'm saying. But she has a presence, she has a look, she has a kind of
Lash. Lash has really improved. Lash has improved early days. She's improved so much. I can't wait for her to like debut on the main roster too, because I think she's gonna be a muscle for like if she's the muscle for somebody as a heel and she can talk her shit too. Lashley going to become a
Lash
huge
should be,
star.
what was
He's gonna be a
was
huge star.
what was it be like Shamika? What was it, Shamika from with the Basham Brothers? What was her name? What was it? What
Shaniqua?
Shanique, if Lash come out with the dominatrix leather shit,
Oh,
nigga, put a collar on me. God damn it.
Yo, man. Okay, I ain't going there. But appreciate it, man. For the visual. Listen, man. NXT's fire.
Just put Lash in what she was in 2000, whatever that is, nigga. For sure.
Now, Lash got it, man. She's doing her thing down there. But like, there's a lot of. I feel like the roster for the women in NXT is heavy. You know what it is? They got depth. They got depth. They need some stars to pop, but they got depth.
They got super depth. And
there's like a bunch of like 80, 85 overalls down there.
They got and listen, and Matt, and we know we can win with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
80 to 85 overalls, a bunch of them. Sure. Yeah.
You got anything else for the show?
That's all, man. I think that's good. I enjoyed Michin and what she's doing down there too. And I'm glad she's getting more time on TV on Raw and NXT and SmackDown. So that's cool. Her and Jada Parker's feud is good. I like to see that, and that's what I'm saying. Give Jada that time to just grow, and I think it's gonna work. It's gonna work. You know.
Absolutely. All right, brother. Well, I'm gonna let you get to the rest of your day. I'm probably going to watch the rest of this game and then pull up on my homie Teasy tonight. I snuck it up with my wife. She was like, "Oh, you didn't tell me we were going anywhere today." I'm like, "Yeah, he just sent me an invite." You know?
Yeah, man. Tell him I said some love. Tell him I said what's up. For you know. All right, we'll talk. All right, guys. We up out of here. All's love. Everything is wrestling. And we out this bitch. Peace out. See you.